In this video, you're going to learn the hard truth about options trading. This is a tutorial for beginner traders, and you're going to learn the hard truth about trading options. So my name is David Jaffe from beststockstrategy.com. In 2017, I made around $755,000 and I made over 2,000 trades and I won on 95% of them. The reality is, the first truth is that you're only going to make around, well, and I know that this is very disappointing for some people, but on your best year, you're only going to make around 50%. All right. If you try to make more money than that, then that's fine, but you're going to end up losing your money. So you can try to make 200% a year, but you're increasing the probability that you're going to have losing trades, and there's a high likelihood that your losers are going to offset your previous winners. So the first truth that you need to accept is that you're only going to make around 30 to 70% a year. The second truth is that if you have a smaller account, an account size that's between $2,000 and $5,000 or below $10,000, it's actually going to be more difficult for you to make a lot of money because you're going to have to manage your capital well. You're going to have to use verticals, which are going to limit your profitability because you're essentially going to buy a lower price put, and you're pretty much just throwing that money away in order to reduce your buying power reduction. So I'm not a fan of verticals. I do use them occasionally when I'm trading an expensive stock like Amazon, which is trading close to $2,000 right now. But I am definitely all about trading naked options because it is much less risky than trading verticals, because it does use up buying power, which inhibits you from trading too large, and it's much easier for you to actually manage and roll that position in the event that it does get challenged. And I know that you're only going to be challenged on 5% of your positions, but when you trade a vertical, you then have to use some of that credit that you're rolling out to buy a worthless put option. So the first point and the cold hard truth is that you should accept that you're only going to trade and you're only going to make around 50% a year. The second truth is that if you have a small account below $10,000, then you're probably only going to make around 30% a year, maybe 35% if you have a great year. And you're also going to have to manage and redeploy your buying power, and it's much harder for you when you're trading verticals. You have to really manage closing out your positions and taking winners and redeploying your capital, and you have to be much more disciplined when you have a smaller account in choosing your trades correctly. If you have an account size that's under $10,000, you should really only be trading one or two underlyings. You should be trading a Facebook and a Boeing, or just Facebook, or just Boeing, or just Lockheed Martin, or Goldman Sachs, or PayPal, something like that. That's it. You shouldn't have 5 or 10 different securities that you always have trades on, because God forbid something happens and the market has a 5% or 10% correction, you are going to get a margin call and you're going to lose money. You're going to be forced to close out those positions. The third cold hard truth is that there's a lot of misinformation out there, and people are going to tell you that trading naked options is very risky, when in reality trading verticals is extremely risky, because if that position gets challenged, it's extremely difficult for you to manage and roll that position, whereas when you trade verticals, it's very easy for you to manage that position. So for example, I have a current position on in DUST, and it's naked, and gold has fallen significantly over the past month, and I made a mistake by trading too many contracts, but I traded naked options. So what I did was I rolled all of those positions forward by about 6 months, and by getting that excess time premium and that credit from the time premium, I was actually able to take the 200 contracts that I sold naked in DUST and I cut it in half to 100. If I was trading verticals, I would not be able to reduce my size from 200 to 100 just by rolling it out in time, because the credit would not be available for me, because instead, if I was trading verticals, that credit would go into buying that lower price put option. But actually, in this case, I was selling calls on DUST. So the reality is, if I was trading verticals, that money, the credit that I would receive for extending duration, will go into buying the higher price call option. But instead, because I am not trading verticals, I'm selling naked options, then I'm able to take that credit and push it towards reducing my contract size, and I was able to reduce the size from 200 contracts to 100 contracts. So the third thing is that there's a lot of misinformation out there. You have to be very careful on who you trust. And that's pretty much it. That's the cold hard truth. And I guess the fourth bonus tip is that you have to be extremely disciplined and you have to ignore a lot of the excess information. And my watch list is only about 10 securities, and I only have positions on 5 securities at all times: Facebook, Amazon, Lockheed Martin, Boeing, and a financial stock like a Goldman Sachs or a PayPal. And I also like to have a gaming stock like ATVI or Electronic Arts or TTWO, but one of those 3. So usually I have positions on just 6 underlines, and I ignore everything else. One of my students asked me about Tesla or Netflix or Nvidia. I don't even look at it. I don't even know what's going on. Once again, this is David Jaffe from beststockstrategy.com. You can go to beststockstrategy.com and sign up and receive $400 worth of extremely valuable information that to some people is worth thousands of dollars. You can also sign up for the real-time trade alerts product at beststockstrategy.com/memberships. There's a trial that's going on at this moment where it's only $19 for 7 days. And so if you're looking to become a successful and profitable trader, then you can sign up, or you can just continue to watch these videos. Please subscribe, like, share, and leave a comment. I respond to every single comment, and I look forward to speaking to you and hearing from you on the next video.